Hi there. Today we're going to be working on the watercolor portion of the drawing that we started last week, the Metamorphosis of Narcissus. So get your paintbrushes, your watercolor, and some paper. If you don't have those materials, then just get whatever you can to color, even if it's crayons, markers. If you don't have any of that, just use a pencil and a pen. Just kind of follow along and have a good time. Thanks. Okay, we're going to get started now. I'm going to use a large round brush. This is size 10 for the size painting that I'm using. And we're going to be covering some large areas with some color. I will be using my watercolors on my palette. And I just need a little jug of water. We're all set to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the lightest color in our color spectrum, which is yellow. And looking at the original painting by Salvador Dali, you can see that yellow is the dominant color. And rule of thumb, when you're painting with watercolors, you want to start with the lightest colors first and paint every area that is going to be that lightest color. One reason why you want to do that is because as you get darker, the colors start to bleed into each other. So if I had put like a dark blue or a purple on here first and then I tried to paint in some yellow, the yellow would mix in with the purple and you wouldn't even see it, or would turn brown. So just something to keep in mind. There's a lot of different ways that you can approach a painting. There is no real right way to do any kind of painting, because we can really just do it any way that we want. However, there are some tips and tricks that you can use to be more successful in what you're trying to do. And it's also nice to learn some strategies so that you can apply them to create different effects. And it can also save some money from, painting something that you don't really like. You just scrap it, throw it away, start over again, buy some new materials. It all costs money, and it does take time. And time is one of our most valuable commodities, and we don't want to waste it. And since yellow is a very easy color to spread, I just have to use a little bit of water, dip my brush in the water, and just use that water to spread it across my paper. Of course, the more water I have, the lighter the yellow is going to be. I can saturate my brush with some more pigment to make it darker. But really, yellow is one of the most forgiving colors, so if you make a mistake, it's very easy to fix, and you can just paint right over it with a darker color. And I just love the way that yellow brightens up the paper, so that if you were to put a color on top of it or next to it, it kind of has this glowing quality to it. When I look at a painting, I want to see, do I have some of these reds here, I have some of the reds here, some of the reds here and here, and to balance it all out, I'd want to put a little red here so that it creates what's called harmony. It's like the red is bouncing around in all the areas of the painting, and that just creates a nice visual effect. Harmony and also unity. Those are the two main terms that this relates to. And one of the things that really makes your pictures stand out above and beyond the rest is if you can capture that essence of unity. Unity means everything is functioning as one. It's all tied together. It's functioning as one. And I'm just going to come up using the tip of my brush. Here we go, tip of my brush, and this nice point. I'm going to hold it delicately with the point, tracing around the edges of my figure. Okay, so just deepening the color tones over here. And now that I'm using blue, I'm actually going to bring some of this blue. It's already kind of happening naturally with the dripping, but I'm just going to bring some of the blue in on top of these lighter colors to add a little bit of shadow, a little bit of extra dark color for the shadows. Now, I am always one to think, well, how could it be even better? How could it even be better? Some people, they just want to do they have a different set of criteria. They may not be quite so high performance oriented as I am, but that's just the way I think, and I like to encourage that. Give that a try at least if that's not something you're used to really think, how can you constantly be in the state of improving, a continual improvement mindset or a growth mindset. It's actually very useful in all the other areas of your life, especially in school, when you're in other subject areas that are more difficult for you. And if you can approach it from a growth mindset and just this sense of adventure and wonder, it's okay to make mistakes, it's okay to try, it's okay to not get it right all the time, it's okay to experiment, it's okay to not always know the answer, it's okay to not always know what's going to happen next, it's okay to be in the question and the unknowing. It's called the ambiguity. And art really helps you embrace the ambiguity so that you can have the confidence, with enough practice, you have confidence in your creative ability that you will figure out a solution and you will be able to move through the discomfort of the unknown. And you will learn and grow. That's really the whole point of all this, is to learn and grow. I think that'll bring us to a close for today. We're going to let this dry, so we can add another layer soon for the next painting. Can't wait to see you then. Thanks for joining me. Take care.